Hello there.
Hi, I am Leslie.
And my name is Jay.
And this is the election special. We're going to explain to you about how elections work.
And most elections work in a very simple way. You have candidates here.
These are the two candidates?
You can have more than two. For our example, we'll just have two candidates.
It's easier to understand
Red
that way.
and blue. And then there are voters.
These are the voters.
The voters vote for whoever they want.
Okay, can I count up the votes?
Count the votes.
Okay, we're going to count the red votes first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 voters voted for the red candidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 voters voted for the blue candidate, so the red candidate would win.
Red wins 8-7.
This is the way we elect our governors, our senators, our representatives, our mayors. This is the way almost every election in the United States works, except
not when we vote for president and vice president.
the president and vice president get elected together. They are a team that gets elected together, and
when you vote for president and vice president,
you're not really voting for the president and the vice president.
Instead you are voting for a group of people in your state who are promising to vote for your candidate.
These are called the electors, and they are part of the Electoral College.
Right. And each state gets a certain number of electors.
You can figure out how many electors your state gets by adding together the number of senators and the number of representatives. Each state gets the same number of senators. Each state gets two senators. And then the more people your state has, the more representatives you have. So this state has 3 representatives and 2 senators to equal 5 electoral college votes.
So then you count up the votes within that state.
We know that the red candidate had 8 and the blue had 7. So these electors promised to vote for the red candidate.
In 48 out of our 50 states.
Not Maine and not Nebraska.
It's a winner-take-all basis. So that means that even though it was a close election down here, it's winner-take-all. Red had more votes. Red gets all 5 electoral votes. Blue gets 0 electoral votes from this state.
Even though a lot of people voted for the blue candidate. Now, if one of these red voters had voted blue instead, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for red. So the electors in this state would have voted for the blue candidate, and the blue candidate would have gotten all the electoral votes for this state.
And red would get 0, a big change.
This is really strange. We are going to explain how this can work, right?
Okay, it can lead to some odd results,
It can lead to some very strange things, and I'm going to explain it. Well, I have a way that we can explain it, but we have to get rid of this stuff.
Okay. So, Leslie, how does this election work?
Okay, I figured it out. If you are one candidate and I am another candidate, and we use over there to work, down there you have popular votes so that you have little people to represent all of the voters. And then I have a list of the electoral votes and how many electoral college votes each state gets and how many voters are in each state. And back here I have some more states, and so you pick a state, and then I tell you how many the votes are, and it is the electoral votes that go here, and they're the ones that count. And I'm going to use marbles to represent the electoral votes. So if you win the state, you win all the marbles.
All the marbles.
Because it's winner take all in most states.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
So pick a state from back here.
Okay. I'm going to take a big state.
Oh, that is a big
very
state.
big state,
Okay.
which is?
That state is Texas.
Texas.
Texas has a lot of people in it. It has a lot of electoral votes. It has a lot of voters. So let's see. In Texas, 5 million people voted for the winner, and you are the winner. So 5 million people voted for you.
This time, each one of these will represent 1 million voters.
That is a million voters.
Okay, so we got 1,
5 of them.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And
for you.
4 million Texans voted for me.
For you, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then I have the electoral votes back here. Texas has 38 electoral votes. That's a lot.
That is. Okay, but it's winner take all.
Yep.
Even though it was close, 5 million to 4 million, I get all 38 for Texas, and you get 0.
I get 0 because it is winner take all. Okay, now I'm going to choose a state.
Okay.
I want this state. This state is Missouri, sometimes called Missouri. Anyway, this state is the state that I'm choosing. It has a lot of people, but, you know, it's kind of a medium-sized state. And in Missouri, 2 million people voted for me. I'm the winner,
Okay.
so 2 million people voted for me in Missouri.
And for me,
1 million people voted for you.
and 1 million for me. Okay, so you win Missouri.
I get 10 electoral votes for Missouri. Whoa. Okay. All right. And you have to get at least 270 electoral votes to win the election. So that's what we're going for.
Okay, my turn.
Yep. Pick another state.
Gonna take a state that's small in area,
Okay.
but it has a lot of people. It is
Ohio.
Ohio.
Round the ends and high in the middle, it's Ohio. Ohio has 3 million people voted for you.
Okay, 3 million for me. 3 million, and
2
for
million
you.
people voted for me. I used to do
And
shows in Ohio. They still
2 million for
me.
Leslie.
And Ohio has 18 electoral votes.
Okay, and I get them all.
Yes. Okay, good. Oh, I need some state with more people. Oh, this state has a lot of people. Okay, this state has a lot of people. This state is Florida. Things get really crazy in Florida during elections. You should check out the 2000 election if you're interested, because things were just nuts in Florida that year. Okay, so I chose Florida. In Florida, 7 million people voted for me.
7 million for
7
you.
million
Wow, that's a
for
lot.
me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for me.
1 million people voted for you in Florida.
What? Hold it. 1 million?
Yeah, 1 million people voted for you in Florida.
I know, but you got 7 million.
I know. Your mother has friends who retired to Florida, and so
Yeah.
they all got together and voted for Joanne's son. That would be you.
Well, that may be, but you see, you got 7 million, and if I only have 1 million, that looks pathetic.
Yes, it does. I get 29 electoral votes from Florida. Okay. I think that they understand how this is all kind of working out with the popular vote and the electoral vote.
Okay.
Electoral vote is what counts. So let's just do one more state each.
All right, so this is the last
This is
one.
the last one.
In that case, I'm going to take the state with the most people of all, and that
Oh.
is
California has
California.
so many voters. Whoa, it is lots. Oh, it is full of voters. Lots of people live there. Okay, 7 million voters in California voted for you.
that is more like it. 7 million. 1, 2,
There's a lot of people
3,
there. The
4,
smallest 20
5,
states in population,
6,
you combine all of
7.
those and they still don't have as many people living there as California does.
Okay, how many did you get?
6 million people in
6.
California voted for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. It's close, 7 million to 6 million, but I get all. Whoa.
California has 55 electoral votes. You get all 55 of California's electoral votes. Whoa, you win the marbles. Good job. Okay, I know what state I want. This is my last state.
Okay.
I want a state that's really big in size. The biggest state in size is Alaska. Alaska is huge. These are islands and these are islands, but if you put it up to the same scale in a map of the contiguous 48, this would go from Minnesota to Texas, from California to Florida. Alaska is enormous. Whoa, big Alaska. However, hardly anybody lives in Alaska. Alaska, 1 million people voted for me in Alaska.
1 million for Leslie and for me.
0.
Hold it. Are you rounding down to 0 million?
I am not.
0 votes?
No one in the entire state wanted to vote
Nobody.
for EJ. Nobody.
Okay.
I get all 3 of Alaska's electoral votes.
Okay. Let's see where we are with the election. The electoral votes determines who's going to become president, and I'm way ahead in electoral votes.
Yeah, they seem to think that you would make a better president.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm ahead, that's for sure. But let's also look at the popular vote.
These are the number of people who actually voted for us. So let's count by 5s. You put them up there in 5s. We can do
But
that.
we'll count by 5s. For you, we have
5,
10, 15, 20, 21,
22
22.
million people voted
Oh,
for me.
I see you made these down here. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You've got, and you also have million.
So 22
There's a million there.
million
22 million people voted for me. Voters
for
voted
Leslie.
For me.
Okay, and for me,
5, 10, 15, 16, 17 million people voted for you. There should be.
All right.
Yeah.
And I get 17
million.
Okay,
So 22 million people voted for me and 17 million people voted for you. However, if you look at the electoral votes, and these are the ones that count, this is what you get elected with, you are way ahead of me.
So this is something that can happen in our system. One candidate gets more people voting for them, the other candidate gets more electoral votes and becomes president.
This person is going to win. Now, in the 1900s, the electoral vote and the popular vote always went together. So we got into the habit of assuming that that's the way it's going to happen. And it hasn't been that way in recent years.
No, in the 2000s, it's happened more than once that one candidate won the popular vote and another candidate won the electoral college and became president.
Yes,
Right.
but you need 270 electoral votes to win, and the president and the vice president always get elected together because they're a team.
Now, some people think that the electoral college system is fine. Some people want to change it, but we need to understand how it works now.
We have to understand the way it is now if we're going to
decide.
change it. Yeah, okay.
All right, well, we want to thank you for watching our explanation of the electoral college.
For our election special.
My name is Jay.
And I am Leslie. Oh, Jay?
Yes.
I wanted to explain to them that we are filming this before the 2020 election. There's an
Right.
election in November. We're excited. I love voting.
So we're curious to see if this might happen again.
Right. Is the Electoral College going to go with the popular vote, or are they going to diverge again like they did 4 years ago?
The
and
other
like they
issue-
did 20 years ago.
Right. The other issue about this election is that we may not know the results on election night.
We're in the middle of a pandemic, and well, we got used to expecting to hear election results on election night. Now, the only time that I can remember where that didn't happen was 2000. But we expect it to happen, and we shouldn't expect that. They haven't counted all the votes. They're just making educated guesses. They make it sound like they know, but they don't really know. And they probably won't really know this time because the pandemic is going to have people voting early, voting by mail. But that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. They're just trying to get an accurate count.
Right. It's just probably going to take longer this year.
So don't panic if you don't know on election night.
And if you are voting, make a plan on how you're going to vote. And then
I have a plan.
Oh, good. So do I. So, and then start watching on November 3rd, but know that we may not have the result until sometime later than that.
All right. Make a plan. Enjoy voting. Pay attention.
Bye-bye.